All right, so from Pakistan, let's now shift focus over to West Asia. A ceasefire in West Asia has taken place finally between Israel and Hezbollah. This after 14 months of war. This ceasefire has come into effect in Lebanon. Now, will this uneasy calm even last? That's the big question that several foreign policy experts have been asking. Militant group Hezbollah has already vowed on continuing its resistance. We bring you a report.
After 14 months of fighting, nearly 4,000 deaths and billions of dollars of damage, the guns have finally fallen silent in Israel and Lebanon. As per a deal brokered by the US and France, a ceasefire came into effect from 4 o'clock in the morning, local time, in Israel and Lebanon, and firing has stopped from all parties for the next 60 days.
הסכם טוב זה הסכם שאוכפים אותו ואנחנו נאכוף אותו. בעזרת השם נבסס את הביטחון, נפריח את הצפון ונמשיך יחד עד הניצחון.
This is designed to be a permanent cessation of hostility.
Under the terms of the ceasefire, Hezbollah will remove fighters and weapons from the area between the Blue Line and the Litani River. Hezbollah fighters will be replaced by Lebanese army forces in that area. Israel will gradually withdraw its remaining forces and civilians. But Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu said his country maintains full freedom of military action in Lebanon.
הערב אביא לאישור הקבינט מתווה להפסקת אש בלבנון. משך הפסקת האש תלוי במה שיתרחש בלבנון. בהבנה מלאה עם ארצות הברית, אנחנו שומרים על חופש פעולה צבאי מלא. אם חיזבאללה יפר את ההסכם וינסה להתחמש, אנחנו נתקוף.
The view was supported by US President Joe Biden.
If Hezbollah or anyone else breaks the deal and poses a direct threat to Israel, then Israel retains the right to self-defense consistent with international law. Just like any country, when facing a terrorist group pledged to that country's destruction.
After his security cabinet voted in favor of a ceasefire deal, Netanyahu listed 3 main reasons he wants a truce with Hezbollah in Lebanon now. The first reason is to focus on what he calls the Iranian threat. The second is to give Israeli forces a breather and to replenish stocks. And the third is to separate the fronts and to isolate Hamas. So while Netanyahu is closing one front, his war against Hamas in Gaza, where more than 44,000 Palestinians have been killed, is not ending anytime soon, even though Hamas has expressed willingness on reaching a ceasefire. A Hamas official said, and I quote, "We have informed mediators in Egypt, Qatar and Turkey that Hamas is ready for a ceasefire agreement and a serious deal to exchange prisoners." The agreement largely tracks UN Security Council Resolution 1701, which ended the 2006 war between Israel and Hezbollah. Under Resolution 1701, areas south of the Litani River should be free of any armed personnel or weapons other than those of the Lebanese state and the UN peacekeeping force. But both sides claimed violations of the resolution. Israel said Hezbollah was allowed to build extensive infrastructure in the area, while Lebanon said Israel's violations included military flights over its territory. This time, the US and France will join the existing tripartite mechanism, which involves UNIFIL, Lebanon and Israel, which will be charged with monitoring violations. After the ceasefire came into effect, displaced Lebanese residents started heading home despite warnings from the Israeli military and Lebanon's army not to return immediately, as their troop movements will take time. The Lebanese army is expected to deploy 5,000 troops to the south under the agreement. But questions remain about their role in enforcing the ceasefire and whether they will confront Hezbollah if needed. The Lebanese army has also said it does not have the resources, money, manpower and equipment to fulfill its obligations under the deal although that could be alleviated by contributions from some of Lebanon's international allies. But with Hezbollah significantly weakened after more than a year of war, this could be the moment for the Lebanese government to re-establish control over the country.